So some of the work I've been doing recently has required me to download a number of files off the internet. And I've needed to be able to verify that the download I got was an accurate download, that there wasn't like a man-in-the-middle attack or a bogus website stood up such that when I downloaded that software there was a virus or something malicious inside of it. I'm going to use Kali and Linux here as an example. So we're on the Kali page. There's various variants of Kali you can download. And you'll notice here that for each one there's a SHA-256 checksum listed. So I need to be able to, after the file is downloaded, validate the checksum. And there's numerous utilities on the web to do it. The one I tend to use has been around a long time. If you Google Raymond's SHA MD5, you'll get a link to this page. And I've used this utility a bunch. I like this utility because it'll calculate a whole bunch of variants, from a CRC32 to a SHA-512, which is really sweet. And you can paste in your hash here, and it'll tell you, if it matches or not. I've gone through the download steps here, and I've downloaded this onto the system, and we'll take a peek at it. There's no install on this. It's just a standalone program. So let's jump in and take a look at it. So I've downloaded it here, got it on the machine, and one of the issues you may run into with this tool on Windows 10 is it requires the .NET 3.5 runtime. And there's been lots of issues with people basically not being able to install the .NET 3.5 runtime through the normal means. Let me go ahead and bring this up, and it'll tell me here that it needs the following Windows feature. And for me, initially when I downloaded this, I'd go ahead and click the download install feature. This would go through a bunch of steps, and then it would fail with an error message. Basically, it couldn't find a file. And I fought this. Really had no luck running into that issue. I went a slightly different route, and that was from Control Panel, going to Programs and Features, turn Windows features on or off, and right at the top is the .NET Runtime, and I'd click it and click OK, and it would basically go through the same install that was happening directly from the checksum utility. And again, it would fail, and I looked at a ton of forums. Lots of angry people. The forums were just a mess with people not able to install the .NET 3.5 runtime, and a bunch of reading and playing later. Discovered the PowerShell command that will actually let me install this. So I've got PowerShell, the ISE version, though it doesn't matter, whatever PowerShell interface you want to use, running, and it needs to be in administrator mode. And this command right here, the Add Windows Capability Online name, will install it. Now this requires you to actually be connected to the internet for this. This will still download files. I have run this previously on this machine to install, and have backed it out. So what you're going to see here when it runs will be slightly different from your experience. But it'll basically tell me it's running. Well, maybe it won't be different from your experience. This is actually really slow here. It may be that it's actually doing a fresh download of the install files. Like I said previously, there's lots of other utilities out there for calculating various checksums, and you can certainly use those as well. A lot of them are MD5 only, and I need the SHA-256 in this case. So it's installed it. It's told me I don't need a restart. It found the bits. It should be happy and ready to go here. And if I come in now and run the utility, it'll actually wake up and run. So the next thing I want to do is, let's get up here. I've got some Kali ISOs downloaded, and we'll go ahead and calculate the checksum on one of these. So if we do a browse, actually it's already got the folder there. We'll take the i386 Kali Lite file and we'll drop it in, and it's off here calculating various checksums. And if we go to the Kali site and we find the Lite 32-bit right here, and we go ahead and copy this checksum out, and you can see it's a SHA-256 checksum, and just paste it here in the window and do a verify. It'll tell me it matches the SHA-256, and this helps build confidence in me that the downloads I've got match what the authors actually put out there on the website, because they had posted links to download, the ISO images. They had told you what the checksum was supposed to be. I've downloaded it, of course, onto my local machine here, and I can see that the checksums match. This is just a nice thing to be able to do. I trust Kali. There's lots of other software out there that you can download that'll provide you a checksum as well. It's just a nice double check. And I think, like I said when I started the video, if there's a man in the middle attack someplace that's redirecting you to their malicious version, those kind of things, you want to be able to detect that, especially with really sensitive software. I need to do some security work, and this is just a great package to do it. Anyhow, that's just a quick video, kind of talking about various checksums and file downloads and how to work around the issue I had with the MD5 SHA checksum utility here, where the .NET 3.5 runtime wasn't installed. And anyhow, I've rambled on long enough, and we'll talk soon.